So I think it's fair to say that the technical test for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a success no matter how you feel about it. A lot of us had fun, learned a lot of stuff, met a lot of people, and the community felt united. It was a good time, it really was, I miss it. But there was a very big issue that I noticed during the tech test, and I'm glad people were talking about it, so I kind of want to put my 2 cents in. And it's the fact that people were literally camping on this game's downfall. Like, you can't make this stuff up. All you had to do was log on to Twitter and see the crazy claims that people were making. Now, I've talked about this a little bit on my channel, but some of it came from toxic Dead by Daylight fans. It does not take much to realize, like, people are fanboying over the game, and I don't have hatred for the game. I just call things how it is. But a lot of you guys are, like, extremely odd about it. Now, we've already said before that you guys should just let this game coexist and just let it be what it is. Honestly, like, you guys should just let these games coexist. You can be a fan of both. You don't have to pin one against the other, but people don't want to take that route. So yeah, we're talking about this today. I do want to note it is not all Dead by Daylight fans. Some of you guys are just kind of random people just giving your take, but this still needs to be talked about. Now, I'm not going to go after every petty complaint, but I do want to take note of some things that were said on Twitter. This comment here, for example, this person says, unfortunately, this game won't last long. Every match is the same. There's lack of content, objectives, nothing really changes from one match to another. Same killers, same survivors, same doors to open, same toolboxes to find, same traps to get through. I got bored quickly. Okay, for one, judging a game during the tech test in its entirety is insane. This is not a full game. I believe they said this is the most current build, but this is not the full game. There are a lot of things we couldn't access because, once again, this is a tech test. And I want to point out something here in this comment that really bothers me. I see here that it says same killers, same survivors. Now, I nitpicked that part of the comment because a lot of you guys are like odd. I swear you guys are odd. I feel like every time and I could be wrong, I feel like every time I read a comment that says something like that, it's related to Dead by Daylight. I gotta say something real quick, and some of y'all might not like it. Your argument for Dead by Daylight having the most content is very flawed. Let's be honest here. The longevity of that game has been solely due to it having so many iconic killers, so many iconic slashers, and you gotta give that to them. They have a good amount of maps, they have a good amount of killers. But if you were to take that game with three killers from that game right now, that game would not have lasted that long. Let's be real. So the fact that people's biggest argument on why it is the best asymmetrical horror game, or they make the argument for the longevity, it's solely because of killers. If you think about the actual gameplay of Dead by Daylight, you're camping on generators, starting the generators, running from the killer, throwing pallets, and if you get caught, you get hooked. Let's be real. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this is actually funny to me, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, gameplay wise, has more to offer than Dead by Daylight. I don't know where this claim is coming from, but it's actually, like, I'm gonna say odd. The word of the day is odd. It's extremely odd to me that you guys are actually trying to have this versus with Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Dead by Daylight. I don't even dislike Dead by Daylight like that. I just gotta keep it real. If you are comparing these side by side, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gameplay wise, every gameplay aspect of it has a lot more to offer than Dead by Daylight. I also want to note here that people from the Dead by Daylight community, we do not need to seek approval of creators from that community to tell us if the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a good game or not. I'm starting to guess these communities just might be split because, like, the way people are trying to pin others against this game is insane. I also saw a good amount of Dead by Daylight creators struggling to play this game, and people are using that case alone to push their narrative that this game isn't good. Like, yeah, you can't make this stuff up. It's very odd to me. Like, we don't need validation that this game is a good game. We don't need Dead by Daylight creators to tell us, like, if this game is good or not. And they weren't even, I don't even think some of them were being weird about it. It's more so the viewers, people who aren't even experiencing the game, giving their 2 cents. And I've said this before, balance and all, you need to experience. You can give your take on how a game looks and how a game might look like it plays, but until you actually play the actual game, you can't really give your full analysis on a game you haven't even touched. Now, I'm going to give my full review on the technical test, and I'm going to judge it like a technical test because, once again, this is not the full game. But you guys can go ahead and wait on that video. But I really needed to say this because the fact that people are camping on this game's downfall is fucking ridiculous, man. I can't even make this up. And of course, we have Killer Clowns releasing hopefully this year. You know, they did announce a beta last year, but we haven't gotten anything yet. Hopefully they don't try to do the same thing with that, but it's always going to circle back to Dead by Daylight being a superior asymmetrical horror game, which I don't agree with, but it is what it is. But like I said again, Dead by Daylight fans, stop using the characters and the maps to push your narrative on it being the superior asymmetrical horror game. If that game had 3 characters, 3 standard characters, let's be real, the longevity would be looking a little different. But for everybody who was here for this video and who was here for every stream that I had, I love you guys. You guys are great. Bigger things are on the way. I enjoyed playing this game. We got more videos on the way, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.